Arnold with JRA Green Building. James is kind of a fixture around our shop. We see him pretty often, and just it's delightful doing business with you, and really appreciate your good work in the world, and I'll let you talk about some cool projects that you've been working on. James.
If I'm not speaking clearly or loud enough, somebody please.
Louder!
Louder, okay. Okay, are we ready? Since I work Brian back reads, he works too hard. He's not here, he's exhausted, so I sent him off to do a massage, so I'll be doing his thing, so it's a sweet spot here. Okay, the reason I'm saying better than mad is because it's kind of a joke in Green Building that we're in this world of trying to do less worse, because being involved in building a built environment has so many challenges. I don't truly believe that in my heart and soul, but I like to engage in a mental exercise to kind of keep all of my idealism and optimism in check. And so I get up in the morning, I gotta think, okay, 30 years from now, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm gonna think, wow, all those great ideas I had, everything we were implementing in our rebuilding practices, oh man, that was all wrong, now we gotta start over again. And I know that that's happened to some degree. And I'm confident that we're not headed that way, but I wanna remain cautious and a little bit conservative as I move forward on each new brilliant idea that comes up every other day. So, good wood, better than bad, great wood. In that I asked myself, how high do we set the bar for this? Because I think it's an ongoing conversation that I have with my clients. Their access or the point of entry philosophically in the green building is all over the place. And I feel like I have to be difficult. I feel like I have to be careful not to impose necessarily or be too overly evangelical, but at the same time, time's a wasting, and I think we have to be somewhat quick on our feet to push, our green building agenda. So I set it pretty high. This is my dad. He sets the bar even higher than I do. He's on top of a 3-story house that we built in Hood River right here, and this particular house was recognized by the World Wildlife Federation, right? As the second house in the world to be claimed as 100 as an FSC product. So you might have an FSC chair or an FSC set of cabinets. The product here for us is the house, and that's something that we've been thinking about working on for a while, but I never really knew how to get there. Paul Vanderford came to me one day and he said, "Hey, what's missing? You're almost there. You're like 80% there. What do you got to do?" So we identified a couple of key elements that were difficult in terms of material sourcing, mainly trusses and interior doors. And we worked on those problems together up front going into this project, and we were able to set our sights for an FSC house. Real quickly, the bar, this is how I set the bar now. These little guys here, when I think about what kind of world we're going to live in, like this is when I wake up and I see these guys, that's as high as I can get it, right? Here's a little article that was in the WWF mag, and I did a little analysis on this project, and I called Ryan up one day and I said, you know what? The framing package is only 0.25% of the entire project budget. Why aren't we selling this idea? Why aren't we communicating this potential? Now, granted, there are other aspects of the project, like perhaps the cedar or perhaps the flooring and whatnot that might not compete head-to-head with their quote-unquote not good counterparts. But I want to encourage everyone that's in a position to discuss budgets to think about your sustainable wood sourcing. Think about your wood as a sustainable forest product and communicate to your clients that at incremental percentages of the project costs, it is possible to build houses that you can certify 100% FSC or equivalent. We don't need to just only focus on FSC, but or equivalent. If we only compare wood with, as you define the commodity as whatever its potential equal is somewhere else, and we're comparing that 1-to-1, then that's deceiving. You might say, oh, that stick of lumber is 10, 20% more expensive than this, or this piece of flooring is 10, 20% more expensive than that. We're talking apples and oranges, right? The good wood that we're talking about, the good wood that's in this house, the quality's higher, and where it's coming from is higher. So when we start looking at our definitions of good wood, it can come from, it could be all sorts of things. It could be, did you cut it with a handsaw and drag it out with an ox? Was it organically grown? Do you have enough wood on, to pass down this forest to your family? What do you need it for? Are you building a castle for some asshole, or are you trying to panelize your wall so it looks cool? Those are all important things. Like, I'm not saying any of those reasons is wrong. I'm not saying anything to any clients out there either. So, done now. It's got a nice ring to it. Right? Okay. So over the years, when I've had to learn more about what I thought good wood was, and I have to thank Michael a little bit for this, because I was just telling him a few years ago I didn't even know that soil conservation was even something that existed as something that we need to be aware of or involved in. So no offense, but I'll acknowledge that I learned that, and it's really important. I'm an old-fashioned environmentalist. When I draw comics or pictures of stuff going wrong, it was like nasty water effluent pouring into the river, or smokestacks going everywhere, or in the early 90s, the issue with forestry was just simply clear cutting. That's all you ever heard of, clear cutting. Bad wood is clear cut wood. And that's all you knew. You didn't really know anything else. You didn't have access to the information. So this is what I learned, not entirely, but over the years, hanging out with people that are smarter than myself in different sectors. So good wood keeps soil healthy. Good soil is good for fish. Good soil is good for the atmosphere. Good wood and soil supports good biodiversity. Good wood and good soil sequester carbon. And if you need to learn more about that, I think you should refer back to Lizzie's presentation. It's much more articulate than mine. I was going to point everyone to EcoTrust's website. If you want to learn a lot, then go to their website and read everything. And then call and then ask what about the references and read all that too. There's a ton of information that you can share with your clients, with your comrades, other people in the industry that can help break down some of the mythology around sustainable forestry. And now I'm just going to go really quickly through this said FSC certified house. All these pictures were taken on my phone. They haven't been professionally produced yet, so you'll have to forgive me for that. The reason I included this picture, it's not my favorite picture by any means, because I don't really like I don't like the design necessarily. But Madrone, which I refer to bycatch, you guys call it something else, but basically it was on its way to be pulp or firewood or something else. Now it's a beautiful countertop. There's the old Northwest wood. This is salvage material, which the clients were in love with. They found it. I didn't source it. Here is beautiful Willamette Valley white oak, which is harvested and milled by a family forest called Xenoforce, and they're a great example of people that produce good wood. Similarly to Hyderwood, another family-owned forest, Peter and Pamela Hayes. That's part of my definition. I love me a family forest. And an integrated operation too. It's not just the forest, but they're actually they're maintaining the forest and doing milling and providing product as well. So maybe I'll just kind of go through these, and if you have a question about a slide, just say so, because I think I'm out of time. Okay? There's the house. There's the house before it looked like that. I wanted to mention that forestry's it's always been a passion of mine, but sustainable forestry has grown to the top of my green building priority. Because in a lot of ways, energy efficiency, other material substitution, water efficiency, indoor air quality, these have all been captured by the realm of science. And they're not necessarily drawing from the same kind of living entity or the living environment that forests are. And so I think there's even more discovery and more intimacy that we can achieve with our force, and that's going to expand how we go about communicating the importance of sustainable forestry moving forward. It's good thing with the sun shining on the screen. I love wood because wood always makes everything next to wood look even better, right? That's actually European pine, so is that good wood? It came from a long ways away, but they're also the most energy efficient windows that we can find. So what's the balance there? It also looks good in fir. Here's some more alignment over white oak mixed with some Douglas fir. I'm trying to find shots where there's a combination of woods together. European pine with one another white oak. Again, fir and Euro pine. That again. White oak and fir. Oh, no self-respecting presenter would leave juniper out of their presentation. The darling of the grasslands. So we love junipers always coming in handy on the landscaping. Kevin Castor's beloved 4/4 cedar. That's the most awesome wood that we've ever worked with. So awesome that these woodpeckers came and drilled a hole in the side of the house and mated and left, and now some blackbirds are there. So now we're supporting habitat restoration. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Maybe we need to go even thicker on the siding. Anyways, this stuff's fun to build. Everyone loves finishing a house with these kind of details. And we threw some PV on there. We lucked out. They wanted the PV. And thanks to all these folks. Not exclusively, but thanks so much.